friends, in order to claim input tax credit, the buyer has to satisfy the conditions which are specified under section 16 subsection 2. One of the condition under section 16 subsection 2 subclause C clearly state that supplier has to remit the taxes to the government. In Suncraft Energy Private Limited, the department denied the input tax credit because the input tax credit was not reflecting in GST 2A on the ground that the supplier has not paid the taxes. The matter went before the Kolkata High Court. The Kolkata High Court clearly stated that the department cannot deny the input tax credit merely on the ground that the supplier has not paid the taxes. It is the duty of the department to go and find out whether the supplier has not paid the taxes or not, and not the burden lies on the buyer. Based on the outcome of the Kolkata High Court, the department filed a SLP before the Supreme Court, wherein the Supreme Court has rejected the petition filed by the department on the ground that the value or the demand value is pretty low, and therefore they have rejected the SLP filed by the department. Thus, one cannot conclude that the Supreme Court has upheld the judgment of Suncraft Energy Private Limited of Kolkata High Court. The Supreme Court has not dealt anything in its order about the judgment given by the Kolkata High Court. Similarly, in case of Astha Enterprises, the Patna High Court also on the same facts said that whether the department has to do an inspection of the supplier whether he has paid the taxes or not. If the supplier has not paid the taxes, then whether the input tax credit can be denied to the buyer or not. While going through the judgment of Patna High Court, what the Honorable High Court has held that the section 16 subsection 2, all the condition must be satisfied by the buyer, and the input tax credit is not a vested right given to the buyer. It is a beneficial scheme which is extended to the buyer. Therefore, in order to avail the benefits of input tax credit, the buyer has to satisfy all the conditions specified under section 16 subsection 2. Therefore, the Patna High Court clearly stated that the burden lies on the buyer to prove whether the supplier has paid the taxes or not, and not on the department to prove that whether supplier has paid the taxes or not. Therefore, the department cannot go beyond the cannot go and find out whether supplier has paid the taxes or not. So if one analyze both the judgment of Kolkata High Court as well as the Patna High Court, one can fairly conclude that the Patna High Court has laid the judgment on 18th August 2023, and the Suncraft Energy Private Limited, the Kolkata High Court laid the judgment on 2nd August 2023. Few experts or the department believes that the law laid down later on will prevail over the law laid down earlier. So therefore, the Astha Enterprises Patna High Court will prevail over the Kolkata High Court. In my view, if one carefully go through the Suncraft Energy Private Limited Kolkata High Court, it is clearly stated that only in case of collusion between the buyer and the seller, or if supplier is not available or his business is closed, only in those scenarios the department can take an action against the buyer without proceeding against the supplier. It is right. Even the Patna High Court clearly stated that it is not a vested right, whereas it is a beneficial right given to the buyer. The burden lies on the buyer to prove that the supplier has paid the taxes or not. So in my view, the buyer has to be careful when he is procuring the goods from the supplier that whether he has paid the taxes or not. Otherwise, you might have to face the problem in future. However, there are two other writ petitions which are before the Gujarat High Court in case of Unifab, and in case of Surat Mercantile, the Gujarat High Court. So we have to wait and watch what will be the outcome of the decision of both the High Courts. So these are the analysis of both the judgment. Hope this will be helpful to you. Dear friends, hope the analysis of both the decision would be helpful to you. To have more such videos an analysis, a detailed analysis of the judicial pronouncement or the analysis of a particular provisions, please subscribe to this channel. Thank you.